Oh, I have been teasing this for 2 whole weeks and it is finally happening. And it's dark, it's night time, but my exciting delivery is actually here. I'm not entirely sure if any of you have worked out what it is yet, but we don't exactly have many things delivered, so it's pretty obvious if you ask me. And the fact that we're down here, well, to give anything away? I've just had a phone call from the lorry and it's about 10 minutes away. So we're just prepping up so that we can unload them. They'll be here any minute. I'm gonna put you here so you can see what's going on. We're ready. Go, go. Come on. Come on. Come on, girls. Good girls. Oh, exciting. Okay, and good morning. I decided that last night it's best to just wait till we got some daylight before I show you these things, but we've been spending our money. So yeah. Now we're poor, but happy. I'd rather be poor and happy than rich and miserable. And they always tell you, money can't buy happiness, but money can buy cows. And that is exactly the same thing. So these girls have settled in really well. And they've just came down, had a big drink, and then they just lay down for the night, which is great. So they've had a bit of a bedding this morning. Now it's just time to feed them. So Dad is just finishing up bedding now. I'm going to go and do the silage. So it tends to be that Dad does the bedding, I do the feeding. But once we've done the feeding, we've fed these guys and everything's kind of hunky-dory, then I'll come and explain to you what these things are, where they've come from, because that's really interesting, and the fact that we have spent a lot of money, but we haven't spent as much as Crawford. Not each, anyway. Okay, so most folks will know of 2 really famous farmers. One of them is obviously Jeremy Clarkson. We all know Jeremy Clarkson since Clarkson's Farm, but these weren't bought from Jeremy Clarkson because Jeremy Clarkson, despite being a very smart man, hasn't worked out yet that he should run stabilisers. The other uber famous farmer is one that owns an enormous amount of land that I probably had some preconceptions about before we bought these cows, and they were just shot out of the water when we went there, but he goes by the name of Mr. James Dyson. So we bought these cows from Mr. Dyson, or from Dyson Farming Limited, which is the overall umbrella company of Dyson Farming. They had a herd of stabilisers in Lincolnshire and they had a herd of stabilisers down in Bath, and they disbanded the Lincolnshire herd and took those guys down to Bath, and then they had too many cows in Bath. And ta-da! So they decided to sell a group of 2nd and 3rd calvers. So these girls are all 3 and 4 years old. They calved at 2. They're all from the Lincolnshire herd. And one thing I really liked about them, if you look at them, They're not massive. They're about 550, 600 kilos. So they're pretty much as we're looking for anyway, the perfect kind of cow. I particularly like this one. What a beauty. So things got a little out of hand. We went with the intention of buying 10, and then, well, we kind of looked through them, and there wasn't much between them. There was 34 there for sale. There was a few that we didn't like. We picked out 9 that we didn't like. Then we said, okay, well, we'll look at your Yoni's results and all your health work and such like, and see if there's anything that we don't want because of that. And we got all those results, and they were pretty bang on, so that didn't really rule anything out. And then 10 kind of quickly escalated, and I thought about buying 20, and then, well, we bought 25. So it went a bit OTT. You might be wondering why these girls took so long to get here. Well, what happened was they'd had their annual TB test, because these have come from down at Bath, where it's, I think they're a TB1 area, and they have to test twice a year. They had their annual TB test. They told me they needed to be moved by, I think it was the 6th of February. We organised a lorry to move them on the 6th of February, and then on the 5th of February, they rang up and said they've made a cock up. The TB test ran out on the Monday and not the Thursday, because it's actually 60 days from the day of testing, not the day of reading. That one got me. I didn't even know that. They are due to calve a little bit earlier than ours, so we start calving in 3 weeks now, or thereabouts. These girls are due to start calving from about the 7th of March. So 10 days-ish. Actually, about a week from when this video comes out. We can soon be calving, and I'm excited. I'm really excited to have these things here now. I'm really pleased with them. They're in working clothes. They ain't flash. They don't need to be flash. They just need to do the job. Also, what I think about it, Mr. Dyson down there, the biggest shed I've ever seen in my life. 280 foot by, I think, 155 foot. Here is the shed. It's huge. These cows look like a relatively decent size in our sheds. They look tiny in their shed because that shed was massive. Also, my preconceptions on James Dyson and his whole farming thing was that like he'd have all the biggest, fanciest stuff, and obviously that shed's dead nice, whatever, but it's a proper business. They properly run it as it should be, and apparently he's a stickler for things making a profit. So everything has to make a profit at all times. Really nice herdsman, really nice farm manager, proper business people. There's no fancy kit or anything like that. It is a proper working business. No one can say, as much as they might think James Dyson buys his land to do whatever he wants to do with inheritance tax, whatever, irrelevant. That man runs a business. I was never overly critical anyway, because I always thought, like, whatever, if I got loads of money and made billions out of hoovers, I'd go and buy a lot of land too. Anyway, that's my ranty piece about James Dyson. It wasn't ranty, it was actually really complimentary of him, and I have massive respect for those guys. With all transparency, these things were a couple of grand each, but given where beef prices and everything sit at the minute, I actually honestly don't think it's ever been cheaper to replace cows. Oh, also, I made the mistake last year of saying that we were never going to buy any more cows again, and obviously I lied, because we did. So don't believe a word I say anymore. Well, think about it. If you've got this far in your video, I respect your opinion. So, whilst we're calving, I had a thought that maybe I should do extra videos, so do like maybe 2 or 3 a week, but do them on my phone, so they'll be a little bit more rudimentary, they might be a bit shorter, but they'll be more frequent, and it just keep you up to date with calving. I could do one every day like Cammy does, but that's just a bit extreme. I think that's taking it too much for me. That man's a machine, and I ain't got it in me. But I could do more, and I thought it'd be quite cool over calving, like what we're getting up to, how the calving is going, open and honest like discussions and everything else. If you're interested and you think that'd be cool and you'd like to see it, let me know in the comments and I'll make it happen. But don't expect them to be dead flash, because they're just going to be basic, but they'll be cool. Anyway, let's go and get some cows in. Dad's running an electric fence wire, not live, but he's just running a wire across here, because they tend to respect the electric fences, and you'll see we've got one that runs around to there as well, so we can run them straight up the gangway. And then what we're going to do, once we've got them in, is we want to sort out the second calvers from everything else, just to make the group a bit smaller. We'll put everything else in one yard, and the second calvers are going to go up into another yard with the heifers, because the heifers are a bit thin at the minute. Not thin as in skinny, thin as in there ain't many in the shed. Is it on? Yeah, I know, but I know what you like. I've just disconnected it, but that one's powered from a different direction. I've seen this before. You picked the wettest part of the field to try and come out of. Come on, you can go get some silage. bit of straw, a bit of barley if you're lucky. There's always one. They've made it muddy for you, come on. If you'd have been first, it'd have been cleaner and drier. So the plan is, we've got a little list. We're gonna sort out the, what are they, third carvers from here, second carvers. Second carvers. And we're gonna put them in with the others. I think there's 9. We've got a list. Don't want that one. Don't want that one. Don't want that one. Hop, hop, hop. 8, 9, 10. What's that one? 178. Come on, go. I want you. Come on, you stay in there. This one. 2662. There. No, no! The one I'm pointing at. I thought you said you wanted this one. No, the one I've been pointing at the whole time. Come on, girls. I wouldn't be surprised if they all want going in there, but what we got? 189, no. Something 71. 971. We haven't got a 71, so an Ethel. But you don't want Ethel. Come on, Ethel. 1025. You want that back one, and the other one, I don't know what the other one is. The other one might be 1040, is it? 1040, 701, yeah. So the plan now is to bring the heifers down from up the top, put them into that group. We've now got the boluses for all the cows, so we're going to bolus that group, put them in here, and then that's one group under our belt. Come on, girls. Come on, ladies. Come on. You gotta go down there. You're gonna make them others look skinny, ain't you? Bunch of fatties. That's mad condition for just silage. Come on, girls. Go on, girls. Go on. Come on, girlies. Come on. Look at that. Up, up, up. So we've gone for a bit of a different bolus this year. In the past, we've always ran agrimin boluses. Can't even say it. But this year we've gone for a trace shore one, Cattle XL, with no copper. These are high iodine. But the reason why we've gone for it is we'll always pick the high iodine bolus, and this one gives 37.8 milligrams of iodine per day, whereas the agrimin one, it's like 25 or 26. So this is quite a significant amount more. And the other difference, God, there's a lot of foam in here. Is there any need? Just make the box smaller. The other significant difference is you put 1 of these boluses in every animal, whereas in agrimin you put 2 in. But in the agrimin ones, apparently, how they work is you put 2 in and they rub together like this, and that's what releases all the minerals inside the bolus. Whereas these ones are a bit more like a tea bag, so they diffuse over time. So thought we'd give them a go. Something a bit different, but we'll see how we get on. They've also sent us a new gun, which is a bit different to the other one. Actually, to be fair, it looks about the same, but it's slightly different here. It's got a spring on it, which makes life a lot easier. The other one, you have to constantly keep recocking it. Let's go. Full MOT today as well. Tail trimmed, ears trimmed, bolus. I think that's it. Oh, check their ear tags, see if there's any missing. Come on, girl. Tail, ears. Should have been a hairdresser. There we go. And a bolus. Oh yeah, I've got to put one in. Always helps. In the mouth, over the tongue, and boom. Go we go. Easy. Come on, girl. Stand up, girl. Look at that. Tail. Ears. And bolus. Open up, girl. Ah. I know people will say they don't like boluses because they're always worried about causing damage with the gun. Just be calm, just take it easy and it'll be fine. Come on, girl, let me in. That's it. Up, over the tongue, and you'll feel it go over. Pop. Job done. Okay, so that's them done. Gonna run back up the yard, and now the whole point is to feed them. Try and build some energy reserves in them girls that have been out of grass. Come on. Come on, girlie. Come on, girls. Come on, girlies. I actually thought those heifers would make those cows look skinny, but surprisingly they don't. They don't look too bad, which is good. Come on, girls, hop, hop. Go on. So I just hopped into the office because I've got 25 passports to load on to BCMS for these cows that have turned up. You think that's good fun, but we've got herd watch, and actually herd watch makes it dead easy. So I'm just going to show you how easy it is to do this. We go into herd watch and then we click on plus, and we've got some incoming movements. So we're going movement on, and then we have new animals and the date. So the date is actually yesterday, which was the 20th. We add that in. So what we've got to do now is we click on scan passport, and then it comes up this little box, and we just literally put it over the top of that barcode. And it comes up with the cow, the time it was moved on, and we just click save. And then it will ask you, do you want to create another cow? So you click yes, and it comes up again, and you just go next. And you just keep doing it until it's all done. So when we're done, we've got all the animals loaded onto the app, we click save, we go send to BCMS now, and we put in our BCMS pin, we click continue, and it sends them all to BCMS. Job done. Easy as that. And that is everything bolused and looked after, so everything is now ready for spring. Look at these things. Look at them. I'm just going to show you. Woo! Chunks. Good, chunky monkeys. Anyway, we're TB testing next week, so we've got a busy week. Hopefully the weather's going to pick up. We might even get out with a toe and fur if we're lucky. Get some fertiliser on, get some grass growing, and spring is looking closer by the day. Whatever you get up to this weekend, have a good one, look after yourselves, and I'll see you in a bit. Ta-da!